What's up, YouTubers? Johnny DIY here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a window air conditioning unit in your window. And I'm going to include some tips and tricks to make the job go smoothly and safely. If you guys are new to my channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get all my new videos. Alright guys, let's get to putting this bad boy in. Now the first tip I've got for you guys, if you have multiple windows in the room you're going to be installing it in, make sure you don't install it in a southern facing window because that's going to receive the most sun and heat and your window air conditioner is just going to be fighting that. So if you have multiple windows, make sure to pick another one. If you have a northern facing window, that would be the best window to choose. Then we're going to go ahead and remove the window screen. It's easiest to do this from the inside. You just kind of push it out. Sometimes there's little tabs around it which you can grab onto. You can kind of gently bend it too, but you don't want to damage it. We'll set that aside. Okay, so this is the air conditioner we're going to be installing today. The Toso Tranquility 8000 BTU. That's the size, the BTUs. And it's a pretty sleek unit. If you guys are in the market for a new unit, I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description for a 10% off code to one of these. I've already tested it out and it runs really cool as well as nice and quiet. And it also has a nice remote to control it. So go ahead and check that link out, guys. The first thing we're going to be installing on any AC unit is the top mount bracket. It's kind of an L-shaped bracket like this. The longer part of the L is going to be facing to the front. And we're just going to line it up with these 4 holes right on the top front. And it just screws on with 4 Phillips head screws. Go ahead and snug these down good and tight. So see, it'll look just like this with the long part right here facing the front of the unit. Okay, now before we go any further, if you have a somewhat skinny windowsill or you have a very heavy, large window air conditioner unit, you're going to want to install a window air conditioner support bracket before we go any further. I actually have a separate video of installing one of those. I'll link down in the description and here too. But it basically goes on the sill and then out and distributes the weight more evenly across the sill. I also have another video on how to clean these window air conditioner units. It's best to clean them at least at the end of every season. Okay, now your unit should have come with some of this sticky foam tape, and what you're going to do is you're going to put a strip down on the inside of the sill. You just measure it out and then you just cut it with some scissors and then you just peel the backing off and stick it on. If you see me skipping some of these steps I'm explaining, it's just because I'm doing this for demonstration. Okay, now we're going to want to install these accordion panels on the sides of the air conditioner. If you look on the plastic, they're marked both left and right. It's kind of hard to see, but this one says right. And the writing should be facing you towards the front of the air conditioner. So you pull the rubber part of the accordion out, all the way out. And then starting with this bottom edge, we're going to be sliding it into this channel just like so. And it just slides down. Now we'll do the left side. You just pull the accordion and then slide it into that channel and down. Then the top and bottom plastic part of the accordion slides into the channel, the little bracket we just put on the top and the bottom. Okay, now it's best to get a helper to help you lift this in because they are really heavy and you don't want to throw your back out. And also be careful of these fins when you're lifting on the back, not to damage them. They're also very sharp and can cut yourself like I just did. Now we're going to carefully lift the unit onto the sill. Be careful not to let it fall out the window. Push in your accordion flaps. Then until we get it fully installed, we're going to go ahead and lower the window onto the unit so it doesn't fall out. Okay, so we want to line up the unit so that when we drop the window, it drops into that bracket that we installed on the top. Now this is the only thing holding in the window right now, so be careful. Okay, now if we come to the outside of the window and we take our little small level and we put that on the surface, we want it not to be level. We want it to be angled outwards towards the outside of the window because when this thing builds up condensation, we want it to leak outside of our house, not back into our house. If your unit is level or leaning in towards the house, you can just grab a small scrap of wood and put that underneath the front of the unit, and that's going to give it some tilt. You could even use some folded up pieces of cardboard. That would even do it. Okay, now to fully secure and attach the unit to the window, you're going to need to screw that L bracket we put on into the windowsill. And to do that, you're going to need to pre-drill with your screw gun, then screw in the provided Phillips head screws. Now this is really important if you're installing the unit in a window higher than a first story floor. I have a quick funny story to tell you. I had friends who lived on the 6th story of an apartment building once, forgot to do that. The unit fell completely out of the window, 6 stories, smashed onto the concrete below. Luckily it was on a side yard and no one was hurt. So make sure you guys secure that if you're up high. You don't want to end up hurting someone. I'll also show you guys another way to secure the window if you live in an apartment and you don't want to be drilling holes in the window or the sill. Okay, so now we can slide our plastic accordions across. That's going to close up the air gap on the sides. And then your unit will also come with some little brackets that you can screw in to hold those accordions down onto the sill. And also your unit will come with some of this foam, some more of that peel and stick foam, but this is a square. You're just going to cut it to shape and you're going to cover up the accordion on the inside. The foam is going to help block all that heat from coming back into your window. You're also going to want to take some of that foam that was provided and you're going to cut it and you're going to wedge it in between the window that's partially open and the fixed window because there's an air gap. You just wedge it in there. You can use like a flat blade screwdriver. There's also a small little L bracket which you can install to secure this window from being pulled up. If you have a wood window, you're going to want to install it to the fixed wood window right here. If you have a vinyl window, you're going to screw it into the vinyl on the side like that. And then the trick I was telling you guys about, if you live in an apartment and don't want to screw anything in, what you can do is you can get a scrap of wood, or this is an old part of a wood broomstick, and what you're going to do is you're going to put it up above the window, then we'll cut it, and that's going to prevent anyone from even being able to open the window so the unit won't fall out, as well as provide you some security so no one can steal your unit. Put that piece right above the window and you're going to want it to be a pretty tight fit so that it doesn't move at all. Now no one can pull up the window because it's going to hit the stick in the top. All that's left is to plug it in. If your cord won't reach the nearest outlet, do not use a cheap extension cord on this. You could end up starting a fire. I'll put some links down in the description to a special appliance extension cord. Plug it in. Now we can go ahead and crank up the cool. Alright guys, now enjoy your nice cool air conditioning. And once again, if you are in the market for a new air conditioner, check out Toso. They make these really sleek, modern, cool, quiet air conditioners. I'll put that link down in the description for the 10% off for you guys. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and click the notification bell so you can get all my new videos. Thanks for watching Jonny DIY. Keep on doing it yourself and stay cool.